All right, what's up? We are back in Studio K, and I'm joined by Alonzo. Before we get started, can we do a little name and instrument intro from everyone?
I'm Joy. I play guitar, bass, and keyboard.
I'm Lucy, and I play bass, keyboard, and guitar.
I'm Eden. I mostly play keyboard, but I also play guitar and bass.
Lovely. And we just heard Beach Beach, everybody's favorite and Criminal Minds. Before we get into the songs themselves, I'd love to know kind of what's the Alonzo origin story. When did y'all start playing together? How did you meet? How did this come to fruition? All that good stuff.
Do you want
Sure.
to? Okay. I can say too.
Well, we all met in high school. We all went to Perpich, the performing arts high school, and we're all united by our love of electronic music and very silly music. And so we started playing music together then, we had a setup of 4 keyboards for the 3 of us. We're just make 30-second loop songs and be like, all right, we're done.
Yeah.
And then 7 years later, now we're making full-length songs.
Sweet.
It only took us 7 years.
But you got there. You got there.
We finally got there.
Yeah.
Can I say something? The first song we played, Beach Beach, was the first song we ever wrote together at Perpich. I think
way.
I don't remember if that was junior or senior year. But it was an ensemble where we did that song, and we also covered Girls on Film by Duran Duran. And we wrote another song that I think we all forgot.
Yeah. It was just called Sad.
Just sad. Just sad. Yeah. That's so sweet. And so did you have kind of a conscious choice? You were like, we all love electronic music, so that's kind of that's the sound we're gonna shoot for? Or do you think it just kind of happened to be that way?
The way Alonzo started, other than being in school together, was when me and Eden moved in together as roommates. We were just goofing around with our instruments, and then we invited Joy over to goof around on instruments, and then the rest is history. That's we just genuinely like to have fun and goof around with all of our silly little instruments.
I think the first good 2 months that we played together in our apartment, we were only doing Halloween themed songs. They were all really silly and spooky.
Creepy.
That's awesome. I'd love to hear some of them. Well, and now I'm just going to be tangential because you briefly mentioned this earlier, but talking about Clue, the movie, is there anything that you could say is a little bit inspirational for you about Clue, or even any other types of media that aren't music per se? Do you feel like you're inspired by movies at all, or books or something like that?
Wait, say your piece first.
I've most recently been inspired by young Donald Sutherland in the movies Clue and Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. We've watched the movie Hackers together twice. Ooh. And many more to come. We love Hackers.
Yeah.
Actually, that is a really good question, because I think all of our songs are songs where we're this sounds just like...
Yeah.
Criminal Minds is the season finale where a major character dies. And usually that's not our set closer. Afterwards we play a song that's it's Yeehaw usually. So it's kind of low key and optimistic. So it's the next day when the cast of the show are on a morning show, and they're we actually had a great time shooting the finale.
I feel like all of our songs, most of our songs at least, are very inspired by like mundane experiences. Like we have a song about going to the beach and a song about painting eggs at Easter and
cute.
a song about drinking LaCroix together.
That's so awesome. I love that. And how would you describe your sound in 3 words? Like you have 3 adjectives. How do you what's your elevator pitch?
Let's each do an adjective because there's 3 of us.
True.
Synth.
Come back to me.
Situational.
Fun.
Well, perfect. I feel like that perfectly suits what you have going on. And in your little like band bio that you gave to me, you said that you enjoy being a wallpaper for any good time event. What does that sort of mean to you? Like you just kind of get to provide the soundtrack to people's lives, so to speak.
Yeah, it would be really nice to play like they don't do this very much anymore, but like say someone was having like a fundraising event or something and everybody's talking with each other and like doing other stuff. Like we'd love to be there.
Yeah.
Like, just supplying background music.
Yeah.
Now we have phones. It's the phones.
No.
There's
Yeah. Phones.
So that's kind of what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely. And what have been some of your all-time Alonzo highlights? Like favorite moments that you've spent together, either playing shows or honestly just being pals. What comes to mind?
Somewhat recently, within the last couple months, we played a show in Duluth at the sandwich shop where you used to work, and we had like a whole fun weekend up there, and many fun memories were made. Party tonight.
Yeah, the Duluth trip was super fun. Play in Duluth if you're from not Duluth. Like, it's worth it. There's a time last spring when we had practice. Oh, actually, we have like extended practices and then we hang out. And we like practiced a month ago, and then we went and watched that documentary at the Walker about Arthur Russell together. And then we went to Little Tijuana, and it was like a beautiful summer night.
Ugh.
And then we went back to our house and practiced some more, and like wrote some new songs. That was like a magical evening.
But we also, because we're 3 friends and we like to have fun, we go to shows together. And pretty recently we saw CSS at the Fine Line, which was really, really awesome. And we saw George Clanton. And yeah, we just love to hang out.
Yeah. Fun.
all I can
That's so
say.
cute. I know. I miss CSS. And like every day I wake up and I have a moment where I'm like, oh, what have I done? I know.
They were all like at the top of their game,
Yes.
like really enjoying themselves.
They're the most fun ever
Yeah.
in the world. Well, and also weird because I was at that screening of the Arthur Russell documentary.
Everybody was.
So that's pretty silly.
That's awesome.
Okay. And now I would love to know, how does your songwriting process usually go? Is it just like you kind of show up and you're like, we're gonna jam on something? Or is it people like bringing ideas that are already formulated? Or both?
I'd say it's like a mix of both. Sometimes one of us will have a motif and we'll come into a practice and be like, I have this motif. And we'll build off of it. But honestly, more often than not, we are sitting in our home and just playing around with our instruments. I think fundamentally, Alonzo is about playing with your instruments the way children play with toys.
Mm.
Because it's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Perfect.
Sweet. Well, and do you feel like, 7 years in, has your songwriting changed over time at all? Or do you feel like you kind of stayed true to form to Alonzo's inception?
Well, we wrote that first song 7 years ago, and that was I know for me personally it was a big step because I would compose stuff on my laptop but not really actually write music with other people. So that was just trying stuff to sound good, make it sound good. And now I think when we returned to playing music with each other 2 years ago now, I guess, we I don't know, it felt more organic and just gets easier. So it definitely is still coming out of getting together and having fun. But every time we write a new song together, I think we're just a little more confident in ourselves and a little more willing to put forth different and new ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And do you have any visions for an Alonzo album in the future? What are your pipe dreams for Alonzo?
Who wants to say something?
I haven't talked much in a bit. We are working towards recording an album. I'm predicting it's 8 songs long. And I think it's going to be kind of, it's Alonzo themed, it's music themed, it's I Spy themed and situation themed. I mean, just the fact that we have been recording stuff together at all and have 8 doesn't seem like a big number, but I'm whoa, we have 8 songs sometimes and we could have even more. That already feels that was a big dream of mine. And maybe yours. I can't speak for these two. They might have not cared at all.
It was also a dream of mine.
It was also a dream of mine.
Well, I'm so glad that your dreams can all come true. And I'm impatiently awaiting the album. It'll be so fun. Now it's time for the fun question, which is that you get to build a 4-group bill, including yourself. This can be groups that no longer exist, dead or alive. The possibilities are endless. And you also get to choose a venue. So you can take some time to think. It's a tall ask, especially on the spot, but I'm intrigued to know.
Think about it.
Walter Wanderley,
Yeah.
I think we would love to play with. Shout out to the #1 organist in Brazil.
Woo.
Yeah. Walter Wanderley. Lizzie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Lizzie
Mer-
Mercier.
Mercier
my God.
Desclos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we love her.
Me too.
Who else? Who else?
Who else? Grace Jones.
Grace Jones.
Grace Jones. There's that one Grace Jones song that is Alonzo. There's Grace Jones song that is very inspirational to us.
Yeah.
Is it Grace Jones?
Yeah. Grace Jones. Name a musician.
Do you know any musicians?
I think we should play though, it should be somewhere in an ice cave or at the beach. At the beach?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be perfect.
I would love to play at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Park.
Or the park. So
Ice cave, beach, or park.
Yeah.
Either way, you're happy.
best if all 3 are combined.
Ooh, okay. So maybe ice cave
It's the
on
beach.
in
It's
a
the winter.
in a sand pit, but also in a
Yes.
park.
Yes.
Okay, cool, perfect.
A park can be
I'll get started. Exactly.
A park can be
exactly.
anywhere.
A park can be wherever you want it to be. And that's what I always say. All right. So you want to let the people know if you have any shows, what's going on with Alonzo in the near future.
We have shows coming up. However,
September 9th, we have one.
September 9th, we have one.
I believe at the White Squirrel.
We believe at the White Squirrel.
Okay.
But we cannot remember when our shows are because they're in the early stages of booking right now. But
Yeah.
there is an Instagram page that we run called Alonzo Official, which that information is posted on. And also something we forgot to mention is that we recorded a live set recently on tape, and I think we plan on releasing this in the near future, perhaps. And that might come before the actual recorded album, but we'll see.
Sweet.
Spell official.
Oh, yeah.
For our page. It's
Oh,
it's not an
yeah,
page.
it's ALONZOAFFIZIAL.
Of course.
Yeah.
Naturally.
So
So perfect.
Yeah.
That's what you got going on. Thanks so much for chatting with me. I had so much fun having you in here. I had such a blast listening to you.
thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. Of course. All right. This has been Alonzo here on Off the Record. You're listening to Radio K, Real College Radio.